Hello, everybody, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Mr. Nightmare reaction. And today, we're gonna be watching new, 3 disturbing true new home horror stories. So, I think I have only lived in about 2 houses my whole life. And I don't remember the first one very well because, I was so little. So I lived in the same house for almost as long as I can remember. So yeah. I probably will have a new house one day. Probably an apartment. But yeah. Let's get into it right now. Story 1 by D.
3 years ago, my partner and I bought our first home. It was a modest place, and our neighbors were wonderful. Life was good. So good, in fact, that 18 months later, when those neighbors decided to sell their house, which was larger and had more luxuries like a driveway, a garage, and a bathtub, we jumped at the chance.
Ha!
We bought their house and put our old one right next door up for sale.
Wow.
After reading several motivation letters from potential buyers, we chose a Polish couple. They only spoke in English to us and not in Dutch like we did.
Oh,
but everything seemed normal.
Are you
They
not
asked for
American?
some tips about the house, and we had some pleasant, small-scale small talk. But looking back, that was the calm before the storm.
Okay.
Even before the big incidents,
what is the storm?
Things felt off. We started experiencing bizarre disturbances at the strangest hours.
Haunted house?
Sometimes at midnight, we'd hear heavy banging or incredibly loud music blasting through the walls without warning. It wasn't constant, but it was enough to make us feel like we didn't truly know who was living a few feet away.
Ooh.
The first red flag appeared when the neighbor came home with severe damage to both sides of his car.
Oh.
It looked like he had scraped against a guardrail at high speed on both sides. When we asked what happened, he gave a clumsy excuse.
What?
A concrete pole on one side and a trailer taking a turn too wide on the other.
Oh.
We chose to believe him,
even
though the math didn't add up. One evening around 6 p.m., the neighbor called us in a total panic.
What happened?
He claimed people were outside his house, turning his security cameras away.
Oh, that's
weird. He begged us to check it out and call the police. We looked, and sure enough, 2 men were breaking in.
Oh!
We called the cops immediately. It took the cops 20 minutes to arrive, so the burglars were already gone. The neighbor's wife came racing into the street, parked her car, and frantically ran inside to her sweet little French bulldog, and the police, who were at the time already there. When I was walking my dog curiously, I saw the husband park his car 3 streets away and walk to the scene, as if he was hiding the vehicle from the police.
Oh.
But that thought didn't occur to me at the moment. Later, when we checked the doorbell footage, we saw the burglars standing there before the break-in, calmly discussing which house to target in Polish.
Wow.
Nothing was stolen, no one was caught. I told the police it felt like a setup.
Nothing was stolen.
A week later, I was at a housewarming party when my partner texted me. The music next door is insanely loud again. A few minutes later, he
told
called
me,
to
turn it down.
His tone changed to pure terror.
What?
The neighbor's car had just come tearing through our front garden and slammed into the neighbor's own front door.
What is happening?
2 men were frantically loading the car with high-end electronics, like flat-screen TVs, professional speakers, and other expensive gear.
Oh.
They looked like the same men from the week before. This time, the police were a lot quicker.
Good.
They arrived in exactly 7 minutes. The officers intercepted the men while they were still loading the car.
Yeah.
When asked for ID, the men claimed they didn't have any.
Okay.
Then things got surreal. The man behind the wheel looked the officer in the eye and claimed to be my neighbor, using my neighbor's actual name.
Oh.
But there was a catch. In the 9 months that they lived next to us, my neighbor had never spoken a single word of Dutch. This man, however, spoke fluent Dutch with a thick Polish accent.
Maybe he's a good actor.
The men slammed the car into gear, and a violent pursuit followed through our quiet streets until the police managed to box them in and arrest them. But my partner could still hear movement inside our neighbor's house. The police went back in and dragged out a third suspect. As we were inside our own home with an officer to report the damage to our property, the doorbell rang. We turned around, and there he was.
Who?
The actual neighbor.
Okay.
He was unrecognizable. His face was a swollen, bloody mess.
Oh!
One eye was swollen shut. His mouth was torn.
Those were
his arm hung at a useless angle, covered in what looked like defensive stab wounds.
Oh!
He looked feral, aggressive, and broken.
What?
The police officer tried to intervene, but the neighbor flat out refused to file a report or cooperate.
Why?
Since the victim wouldn't speak, the officer had no choice but to send him back to his house. Later that night, the neighbor rang our bell again. He was trembling. He confessed that he cheated on his wife, and he claimed that she had sent people to take him out.
Wow.
He begged to sleep at our house. Terrified and wanting no part of this underworld drama, we refused.
Wow.
My partner offered to drive him to the hospital instead.
I get it.
We dropped him off at 10:30 p.m., telling him we were staying elsewhere for the night because we no longer felt safe. But we didn't stay elsewhere.
You slept at your house.
Locked every door, and tried to breathe. At around 1 a.m., our dog started growling.
No. Hold it, please.
A specific low growl he only uses when someone's at the door. We checked the doorbell camera, and there he was.
The neighbor?
The neighbor was back from the hospital, standing on our porch.
Why?
Ringing the doorbell multiple times. We sat in the dark, watching the screen in
We're
silence.
not here.
Then, after what felt like an eternity, a car turned onto the street. The neighbor panicked. He scrambled off the porch and hid behind our cars in the driveway, crouching in the shadows. Watching this bloodied, broken man lurking in the dark behind our own cars was one of the most unsettling things I've ever seen.
Oh, my bad.
The car stopped, and a woman got out.
What?
It was his wife. She walked toward her front door, paused, and glanced at our driveway. She saw him.
No.
We held our breath, waiting for a confrontation. Or worse.
What? What happened?
She walked toward him, and as she stepped into the pale yellow glow of the street lamp, she began to wail. A haunting, guttural crying.
Well,
he
why?
didn't say a word, and she kept asking questions. Her sobbing getting louder and louder, echoing through the empty street. Eventually, they both got into the car and drove away. We didn't see them for 3 days.
They didn't hurt each other.
We didn't even know where their dog was. The wife eventually returned alone. She found the dog inside, and she told us she doesn't think she'll ever see her husband again.
What happened?
Whatever the real story is, drugs, debt, or marriage turned lethal, I realized one thing. I don't think I want to know.
Really? Really? You don't want to know? That crazy series of events happened, and you don't want to know? Well, I have questions. How were all of those related? You have people trying to rob your neighbors. You have the real neighbor being beaten up. You have different languages. I thought you were English. Apparently you're not. You're Polish or maybe Dutch. I'm so confused about that. I might have to give that a rewatch later. But okay, story number 2 by Aaron A.R. Orino Todd Baba.
This all started back in 2017 when I moved into a new house in the suburbs of Montreal, Canada, with my parents and little sister.
Okay.
Before I get into the juicy part of the story,
what?
I need to explain a few details about my room and its placement in the house for everything to make sense from my point of view.
Do it!
The house we moved into is a split-level home, meaning it has staggered floor levels connected by short flights of stairs. My room was neither on the main floor nor in the basement.
Oh.
It sat exactly in between the two, at ground level. One wall shared space with the garage, and the opposite side had a large window that looked out into the backyard.
Now I need a map.
At the time, that window had plastic vertical blinds with several missing panels.
Yeah.
So even when they were fully closed, I could still see outside through the gaps.
And people could see in?
Was my closet, which had large sliding mirror doors. This meant that when I was in bed, no matter which side I faced, I could always see my window reflected back at me.
Ooh.
I started noticing things about a year after we moved in.
What?
When I was 15. I remember watching YouTube videos on my tablet late at night,
yeah,
since I had trouble falling asleep. One night, I heard something outside my window. I had left it open because it was really hot.
Why?
I hadn't invested in an AC unit yet.
Oh, okay.
So I relied on whatever breeze I could get. After hearing what sounded like footsteps or shuffling, I quickly paused my video and put the tablet down.
Oh yeah, because if your window's open and you have your volume up, then whoever is outside can hear you watching YouTube. Oof, that is scary.
The noise stopped along with the video, which made me think it had just been part of what I was watching.
No.
Or maybe my imagination. I resumed the video and heard it again.
Maybe it is.
I looked to my left toward the window, but didn't see anything. So, I eventually fell asleep. For a few nights, nothing happened.
You know, sometimes that happens to me. Like, I'm watching a video, and then I hear a noise, and I'm like, was that in the video? Or was it real? And what I do to check it out is that I will rewind the video to the part I heard the noise. And then I'll re-listen to it. And if I hear it again at the exact same part, then it's probably a part of the video. So yeah, that's a little tip for you.
So, I eventually fell asleep. For a few nights, nothing happened. But then one night, a couple nights later, during my usual late-night YouTube and show-watching routine,
I
heard the shuffling again.
Oh!
I paused what I was watching and listened, this time longer than before. I swear I could hear breathing now, too.
Oh.
I glanced at my window, but again, there was nothing.
Is your window
I convinced
open?
myself it was just my mind playing tricks on me, and turned to face my closet instead.
Nope.
As I picked my tablet back up to resume the video,
Nope.
I saw something move at my window through one of the gaps in the blinds, reflected in the mirror.
Oh! Oh, I can't see
anything. The chill ran
anything.
down my spine. I got up immediately and went to wake up my parents, deciding it was better to be safe than sorry. I told them what I had seen and heard, and even though my dad clearly doubted me, he went outside to check the backyard.
The issue is that there's not much you can do. What are your dad gonna do? He didn't believe you, maybe, but after that, he can't really help you. He can tell you to throw your window, but he can't really, press charges because they could run away. And technically, it's not illegal to be outside somebody's window.
A few minutes later, he came back saying he had checked every corner and didn't see anything.
Yeah.
He told me that if someone had been there, he would have heard them come in through the squeaky gate.
Really?
Or he at least would have heard them leave. He also checked the Ring camera, which showed no one walking around the house toward the backyard.
I guess.
I suggested that the person could have jumped the fence into the neighbor's yard, but he quickly shut that down, saying we lived in a safe neighborhood, and that I should stop watching scary movies.
Okay, well that's not a good, argument. Somebody could jump the fence. It being a safe neighborhood means nothing.
Unfortunately, I believed him
and
went back to bed. Every couple of weeks or months after that, I'd hear things again. Each time, I convinced myself it was all in my head and tried to focus on my videos or fall asleep. When winter came and everything was covered in snow,
you closed the window.
And I eventually forgot about it. But the following year, it started again. It didn't happen often, once or twice a month at most, and always past 11 p.m. I tried not to pay attention to it, even when the noises sounded like clear footsteps or deep breathing.
Oh.
I watched a lot of scary movies and videos.
Why?
So I kept telling myself that had to be the reason.
Why?
I avoided looking at the window altogether, even though I tried to believe it was all in my head. Part of me was terrified of being proven wrong. One night, against my better judgment,
I looked at the window.
Not directly at the window. That was too scary.
Yeah.
I looked at the mirror instead.
Oh, God.
This time, I swear I saw the silhouette of a person.
Oh.
I ran upstairs again, and once again, after checking the entire backyard,
nothing.
My dad told me the same thing he had the year before. And once again, I believed him. This went on for a while. I started going to bed earlier, watching videos louder or with headphones. And completely avoiding my mirror, or worse, looking directly at my window. It always stopped when the weather got colder and started again in mid-spring.
Well, that's not good. What did that tell you? That tells you that whatever is happening, whoever is doing it doesn't like to come out in the winter. And you know why that makes sense? What happens in winter at most places? It starts snowing. And if you were to tell your dad about it while it was snowing, there's a good chance that your dad would find snow prints, evidence that somebody had actually been there. But it's not only that. Depending on how cold it is, the person who's doing it might not want to be outside for that long.
Night in early December of 2021, there was a huge windstorm. I was watching a stream with my boyfriend over Discord. I decided to grab a glass of water around 11:30 p.m.
Yay!
On my way, I noticed my parents sitting in the living room. It caught me off guard since they rarely stayed up that late.
Really?
Let alone outside their bedroom. Their faces looked tense and preoccupied.
Why?
I asked if everything was okay, but they brushed it off, assuring me it was nothing. I assumed I had walked in on a conversation not meant for my ears and headed back toward my room.
Yeah.
As I turned toward the stairs, flashes of red and blue light caught my attention through the front window.
Oh, please.
A police car was pulling into our driveway. My
Why?
parents immediately stood up as if they'd been expecting it, and they rushed me to my room, telling me they'd call me if needed.
Okay.
I wanted answers, but I knew it wasn't time to push.
It might
so I went
be
back
about
to my room, curiosity eating away at me. Not even 2 minutes later, I was called back upstairs. This time, they didn't keep me in the dark. My dad explained that about 15 to 20 minutes earlier, during the windstorm, he had stepped into the backyard to make sure nothing had been blown over before going to bed.
You saw someone.
While scanning the yard, he noticed the light from my bedroom window illuminating something near it.
What?
As his eye adjusted,
person?
he realized it was a man standing motionless just outside my window, staring in. My dad yelled at him and started moving toward him, but the man immediately turned and ran. He jumped the back fence effortlessly.
I knew it!
As if he'd done it 100 times before, and he disappeared.
I mean, you knew it.
Into the neighboring yards. In that moment, everything I had feared for years stopped being a possibility and became a fact.
Yep.
I hadn't imagined it. Someone really had been there.
Yep.
Terrified, my parents called the police right away, and then went to knock on the neighbor's door to warn her. The older woman who lived there didn't open the door. Instead, she yelled at them to leave or she would call the cops herself.
Rude.
The police eventually arrived, but since my dad hadn't gotten a clear look at the man, there wasn't much they could do beyond increasing patrols in the area and recommending we install more cameras, which we did.
And get new blinds. You know, I mean it, like, get better windows and get better blinds. This never would have happened if he could close his window blinds all the way.
In retrospect, my back neighbor's reaction still feels deeply suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Why was her first response to threaten my parents when all they did was knock on her door to warn her? It raises a couple questions, such as, was she living with that man my dad saw? Or had she seen him too and genuinely thought it was him knocking? Did I know the person who stood outside my window for years, or was it just some creepy neighbor who noticed a teenage girl's room with poorly covered blinds and...
Oh, you're a Dale. I've kind of been reading this as if you're a man, but now that I know that, that's 100% sleepier. I know we're all about gender equality, but like, you know, it kind of makes it worse when you're a woman.
Took advantage of it. Did he only want to watch, or was he working up to something else? Even now, Those questions haunt me. Knowing that someone was really there the entire time makes every sound I brushed off, every breath I thought I imagined, and every silhouette I forced myself not to look at feel so much more terrifying. I've since switched rooms and can't look at windows facing our backyard the same way anymore.
Wow.
Thank God mine now faces the street. What scares me the most isn't that it happened. It's how long it went on for, without anyone knowing, and how easily it could have continued.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna talk about it, but I hear that a lot of times, after a while, watching isn't enough. You have to actually do it. You have to experience it. So yeah, he might have been working up to something. 2 years of watching, that didn't build something up. But yeah. I don't think they have much else to say. And I think I will do Chidori number 3 in a part 2 video. And I hope to see you guys next time.